So let's get certified in answer engine optimization. What's going on, everybody? Weak clap. That was better. David Feldman-Makrias. And let's get certified right now. So again, AEO, answer engine optimization, built upon the foundation of SEO, search engine optimization. And I just hit my mic. So let's go through it together. Now, there's probably a bunch of AEO courses, GEO courses, calling it different things. However, I feel pretty good about this one. This group that I'm in, it's actually a community, was in part created by Kasim Aslam. I've been following him for a while, for the last 4 or 5 years. He's done some pretty successful things. He's actually helped me lead to growing my business substantially, and I trust the stuff that he's talking about. It's vetted, and so I feel a little bit better about this specialization at this point. So let's go through it. David Makrias. And then email address, I don't know. I put my email in there. Okay, what is the main reason AI engines prefer structured content formats like FAQs and tables? They increase keyword density. They reduce user bounce rates. They decrease computing costs for LLMs. And they improve ad click-through rates. So essentially, process of elimination, right? Who wants to take a test? We do. So process of elimination. Bounce rate isn't even a thing as much anymore. Bounce rates is like, it's average engagement time. Google Analytics hasn't tracked bounce rate for a while. So that's, throw it out. Increase keyword density. Improve ad click-through rates. Not really. This is really it. The decreased computing costs for LLM. So think about an LLM, large language model, as this super brain. When you read a book, let's call a website a book. When you read a book and you're looking for something specific, because that's what these super brains do when they reference all these books, they go and look for something specific, because guess what? The person asked a specific question. When they do that, what do you usually do when you open a book? Maybe you haven't opened a book in a while. Usually, if you're looking for something specific, I remember doing this in material science classes and all those technical classes. You go to what? Index? Table of contents? Glossary? When you have an FAQ, frequently asked questions, right? And a table, that essentially acts like a little bit like a glossary, like a table of contents. Now, there's more technical ways like technical schema to get even better with this, but AIs are scanning so many things so quickly, so if they can find a path of least resistance, they're going to use it. So it's going to be C, or the third choice, decrease computing costs for LLMs. Next, what schema type specifically enhances a site's eligibility for a voice assistant feature like Alexa or Google Assistant? Speakable, breadcrumb, article, FAQ. Well, just like by process of elimination, I don't know too much about schema, but I would think Speakable does, because it says voice assistant. Is Speakable a schema type? Yes, it is. So we're going to do Speakable. Cool. Why should AEO optimized content present its core answer within the first few lines of the page? Yeah, this is something we're exploring into, and it gets some pretty cool results, man. It really does. Let's see if I can show you. Okay, so this is Google Search Console, and I wanted to show an actual example of something we're testing. We're calling it the single query page, where essentially we do this exact thing that it's talking about. Why should AEO optimize content Why should AEO optimize content present its core answer within the first few lines? That's what we do in some of these test pages, and this is one I'm just choosing right now. And we launched this in early October, and look at the trends just for impressions. I mean, it's going crazy, and the clicks it's not terrible. We're seeing a more zero-click future, but it's not terrible. And I love that we got 69,000 impressions on this one page. This is one page on the website, okay? And this is a dealership website. One page, 69,000 impressions in a month's time. That's pretty freaking cool, right? So if we go back to here, if you want to know more on that case study, let me know. If we go back to here, to improve traditional SEO click-through rates, probably not. To reduce the need for schema markup, probably not. To encourage user comments, probably not. Because AI engines prioritize concise upfront answers. Boom. What is the recommended method for identifying AEO-friendly content topics? Ooh, this is interesting. So how do we know what to talk about? Reviewing sitemap logs. Probably not, because sitemaps are already existing topics, so I don't think so. Reverse engineering trending keywords. That's more like paid search. I don't think it's answer engines. Using tools like Answer the Public to extract entity-based questions. Yeah. Crawling competitor sites with bots. Yeah, I like this answer the best because you got to see what's out there. I mean, Answer the Public is good. I don't use it too much. I use, like, if you go to Google and I look up what's the best Ford Explorer accessory, and you keep going down, you should get the people also ask section. That's what I look for. And that helps as well. So I'm going to say using tools like Answer the Public because that's similar. In AEO, what is a key function of decision fatigue content? Ooh. To trigger user opt-ins? No. To guide user decision-making with clear factual comparisons? To replace human customer service agents? To lower CPC in ad campaigns? Well, this, based on contextual clues, and that this test is probably not designed to make you fail, to guide user decision-making with clear factual comparisons. So, decision fatigue content. Let's look that up. Just because I want to get more explanation on it. Information articles or media that explains how making numerous decisions in a day leads to mental and emotional exhaustion. Okay. So, I guess decision fatigue content I'm learning as we're going is to guide user decision making with clear factual comparisons. I'll go with that. What distinguishes AEO focused content from traditional SEO blog articles? Okay, this is a great one. What is it? Greater use of passive voice. I don't think that's necessarily true. It depends on what we're talking about. Preference for long form narratives. I don't think that's true either. Higher image to text ratio. There's no data to prove that. Emphasis on fast, structured, answer first content. Yeah, for 100% sure. It's answer. People want the answer. It's an answer engine. So guess what? To optimize for an answer engine, you need to do what? Provide an answer first. Love it. What is one critical reason for continuing to use both? Did I select the right thing? Yeah, okay. What is one critical reason for continuing to use both AEO and SEO formats on the same domain? To serve both AI engines and human users with distinct content. To gain social media reach, no. To double internal link counts, no. To support AMP page compliance. I guess it's this one. To serve both AI engines and human users with the distinct content. Yeah, because that's true. SEO, you have to remember, that's a great way to think about it. SEO is for humans. AEO is for answer engines. And it's all about crawlability. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. And I don't think I've thought about that to explain it. Like, you have to optimize for the AI engine, the answer engine. And SEOs, you optimize for people searching. Because AIs don't search. They go out and answer it. But humans search for it. It's interesting. Yeah, so that works. Which strategy increases content credibility and authority in AEO results? Including internal pop-ups? Not necessarily. Supporting claims with citation stats and practitioner evidence? Looks pretty good. Adding outbound links to competitors, removing author bio sections. Yeah, anything backing up claims and citations and stats and evidence. Yeah, that's good. What is the best practice for managing comments in AEO enhanced blog posts? Turn off comments? No. AEO thrives on user-generated comments, content, stuff like that. I mean, look at Reddit's impact. It's not as talked about now, but it was pretty significant. Allow comments but never reply? No, that's wrong. Use tools like reply to engage and fuel AI relevance? Sounds good. Pin the most negative comments for balance? No. So, repliant. What is repliant? I don't know what that is. Replicant? No. Ooh, la, 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 la. Okay, searching didn't work here. So, what is Repliant for AI? What is it? It's a well-known conversational AI platform that focuses on automating customer service interactions. Ooh. Oh, it's Replicant? Am I not reading correctly? No, it says Repliant. Whatever. I think it's that one. Even if it's a company I don't know of, it sounds about right. What is a key trait of AI-driven multimodal content strategies? Okay, multimodal, let's define what that is. Several different modes of activity in marketing. So again, AI overviews. Use of multiple content formats. So remember what I was talking about in previous videos? If you haven't watched, you should know. Long-form content, short-form posts, short-form content, long-form video, short-form video. I mean, those are the different multimodals. They call it multimodals. So images, text, video, audio. That's pretty much what that means. Repurposing content across various formats and platforms. Publishing the same article on multiple URLs? No. Using content spinners? No. Ignoring mobile optimization. It's the top one. That's what you want to do. Which of the following signals contributes to content being surfaced in answer engines? Blah, 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 blah. What are we looking at? Content being surfaced in answer engines. Bounce rate? No, because we don't even measure bounce rate anymore. External backlinks? Maybe. Meta refresh tags? Rich structured markup and metadata. Yeah, that's the most prevalent one that I know of now. So again, that's more along the lines of the glossary, table of contents. The previous question was more along the lines of glossary, but this is more table of contents. Rich structured markup and metadata effectively acts as the table of contents for your website to be found by these super readers or AI engines. So let's go with that. How can voice schema improve local search relevance for business? By shortening load time, that's not really implicative, is that a word? To voice. By increasing link sharing? No. By enabling direct voice delivered results from smart devices? Yeah. By ranking in people also ask section. I like this one because it's voice and voice, but also by enabling direct voice delivered result from smart devices like Alexa, at-home devices. Alexa, where can I get blah, 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 blah. That's where this comes into play. Alexa, what's the best Ford store near me that's got the best reviews and that I can get in and out of and really quickly so I can be back? And that's where this schema comes up with, right? But how do you measure that? It's not like a website hit. It's just not. You just have to have really good freaking content everywhere. That's what it really stems out to. And then once you have the really good content everywhere, then you need to contextualize it to all the different relevant platforms consistently over a long period of time. That's what it comes down to. Next. In AEO, why is it useful to link your own definitions and glossaries? Link to your own. To build topic authority in internal link signals. Yeah, I like that. To increase bounce rate. Anything to do with bounce rate sucks. We're not even getting clicks to a website anymore. Bounce rate is irrelevant. Average engagement time, little more relevant. Bounce rate's not even measured anymore, people. No more bounce rate. To create duplicate content, to avoid using third-party platforms, no. It's this one. You want to build authority. You want to be the authoritative topic. Like, for your dealership, you want to know the most about the freaking product. If you want to own stuff, you want to create model walkarounds, humongous pages, inventory pages, sections, this, that, and just be the most knowledgeable on the freaking product ever. Make your website the, best display of product information that any of your customers would want to know when it comes to anything about your vehicles that you sell. That's how you're going to win, and apply that to any business. Now, we do it for auto dealers because we know stuff for auto dealers. But we also do it to other local businesses and e-commerce companies. Only 85% roughly of our client base is automotive. But still relevant. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. What is the role of user-generated content comments in the AEO strategy? It creates canonical tag conflicts. I wouldn't worry about that. It reduces content authority. It limits schema usefulness. It strengthens trust and content relevance for AI engines. What is the role of user-generated content? So what is user-generated content? What is user-generated content? Let's define it. UGC. It's like photos, videos, text, or reviews created and shared by customers. So like people with their selfies, I love this business. I gave it 5 stars. All that kind of stuff, that's UGC, user-generated. Someone actually did it. It's not artificial. It's not an image. It's not a podcast. It's UGC. So what's the role? It strengthens trust and content relevance. Yeah, because AI engines are looking for relevance. It's like when you go to Amazon and you're trying to buy something and you look at 2 products that are basically the same and one has a bajillion 4.9 star reviews and then the other one has like 3 bad reviews. Which one are you going with? That's essentially what this is. What kind of content does AEO prioritize over emotionally persuasive copy? Ooh. So it'll realize when it's emotionally persuasive. That's interesting. Clickbait lists, clear factual decision-making content, visually branded assets, story-driven case studies. If you chat with Gemini or ChatGPT, you'll notice that emotion is stripped out. It'll just give you the objective, raw structure. So instead of emotional persuasive copy, it's going to go for clear factual decision-making content always. No emotions. What is one risk of relying only on AI tools to generate schema without reviewing them? Ooh, this is interesting because that's the danger. Humans can get lazy. If you don't review the stuff with AI, you're going to get yourself into trouble. I've already demonstrated it when we're using an AI-powered tool to help write content for a specific niche. It's cool, it's powerful, but guess what? If you don't have, if I didn't have my trusted writer who's been a veteran of the space for the last 5 years, that's not really veteranship, is it? I don't know, maybe it is. Whatever. If I didn't have him and his experience of looking at this content, it wouldn't be good. There's a lot of grammatical errors, tables missing, content generation mishaps, misquoting. What else? Wrong information. AI doesn't always get it right. So, what is one risk of relying only on AI tools to generate schema? What is schema? What is schema? Schema is a blueprint or framework that defines the structure of data and outlines how data is organized when it comes to marketing. Schema, vocabulary of tags that you can add on your website, HTML, to help search engines like Google understand and index your content more effectively. Also, AI engines. Schema markup is essentially the code on the back end that tells Google and other search engines and ChatGPT and other answer engines what your site is about, what the page is about, what the snippet's about, what your video's about, what your audio's about, what your this, every element. It helps define in their language what it is so they can scan it fast. They do have the ability to scan it out how it is, but it takes longer. That's why schema is important. So what is one risk of relying on AI tools to generate schema without reviewing them? They can be overly creative. They may overuse emojis. They may hallucinate or cite incorrect sources. They can violate copyright laws. I mean, they all could be true, but this one's the best one. They can violate copyright. I have that concern all the time. Well, wait a minute. This is schema, though. They can be overly creative. They can be overuse of emojis. They may hallucinate or cite incorrect sources. I don't know. I'm going to go with this one. They can violate copyright laws. But it's schema, though. Schema is like structured data. I don't know how you'd violate copyright laws. They're not citing incorrect sources. It's not citing. They're not using emojis, and they're not creative. So I'm going to go with that best answer. I don't know if that's correct. How often should you update AEO optimized content for evolving AE systems? Ooh, never, quarterly, annually, only during site migrations. Shoot, well, never's not right, and only during site migrations isn't right. Annually's probably too far along, so I would say quarterly. You need a quarterly review of optimized content. When is a good use for GPT-based assistance in AEO strategy? Ooh, okay. Because GPT-based assistance can actually help you do different things, right? So building email campaigns, maybe. Adding pop-ups to landing pages, potentially. Testing affiliate links, maybe. Creating schema markup and AEO optimized articles. Yeah, I mean, all these are good, but they have nothing to do with AEO, which is effectively creating content for a website and more. So creating schema markup, yeah, that's right. You can have a GPT-based assistant create schema markup for your AEO optimization. Why is it important to segment your content between AEO and SEO formats? Ooh. To boost paid ads? No, because neither of them have to do with paid ads. To balance both AEO and traditional search visibility? Sounds right. To generate duplicate traffic? No. To comply with voice API requirements? It's really to balance both AI and traditional search visibility. Again, the best thing I've seen from this. Search is for people. Answers are for AI engines. People use them, but for crawlability, organic search is for people. Organic answer is for answer engines. Where should Speakable schema be placed in a blog post structure? Ooh, I have no idea. In the header alongside the schema, inside the alt tag, below the article footer, only in the sitemap. I don't know. Let's Google it. Speakable schema should be placed link header body. Why? And why? Not interested. Header body, JSON, because this form is not interleaved with the visible content. The most important aspect of Speakable schema is that it points to a specific concise section of the visible HTML rather than its physical location in the code. Why placement doesn't really matter. I don't want to read all that. I'll just trust it. In the header. Cool. Structured data is optional in AEO and has no significant impact. We know that is false. Like, here's another one. What's the difference between schema and structured data? I didn't spell it right. Schema is the vocabulary set of labels that defines the type of content, while structured data is the format that organizes information according to that schema. So structured data is essentially like the structure of the building, and then the schema is actually the bricks and the windows and the this and that, where it all goes in. Okay. Answer the public is useful for generating AEO-friendly content. It's true. Speakable schema allows content to be delivered by voice assistant like Alexa and Google Assistant. Yes, it does. AEO and SEO use identical content formatting and logic. They don't. Nope, we've already defined that. AI prefers immediate, direct answers rather than slow narrative builds. True. Comments on content do not influence AI understanding or trustworthiness. That's wrong. Comments do, because that's UGC-based, what we went over. Reporting the same blog or reposting the same blog article in an AEO-friendly structure creates duplicate content penalties. Ooh. The question is set up for me to hit false. What's Gemini say? I don't know. The statement is mostly a myth, but points to a real significant SEO risk. So I think it's a leading question, and they want you to hit false, but I don't know. Like, you can't duplicate it exactly. You have to be a little bit different. You just have to be. Have to. You know? So, I don't know. That's an interesting question. A lot of these are. Entity-level optimization helps improve semantic clarity for AI engines. Ooh. That's a little more a complex question. Statement is true describes foundation of modern search engine search optimization, often called entity SEO or generative engine optimization. Entity level optimization is the practice of structuring your content and digital identity so that AI systems like Google's knowledge graph, large language models, and answer engines can clearly recognize, understand, and connect distinct concepts. I've not really heard of entity SEO. What's the difference between entity SEO and AEO? Yeah, what is the difference? Entity SEO is a foundational strategy that enables the success of AEO, which is a broader outcome-focused discipline. Think of it this way. Entity SEO is the DNA, the what. It defines who and what you are to the AI. Oh, okay. Okay. So you can use structured data with schema to define an entity SEO. Essentially, you're saying, if you're a dealership, there's certain schema variables that you use inside structured data to say to Google, hey, I'm a business. I have my address here. I have a service department here. You're telling it that you're an actual entity. And then AEO is the application of how it structures your content to be selected as the direct answer. So AEO is like the mechanism behind it, but entity SEO is really defining what the business is in the eyes of search engines. And that's why foundationally, good AEO is built on fundamental SEO. So entity level optimization helps improve semantic clarity. And what's semantic clarity? For those of us that do not know, semantic clarity refers to communication whether between humans and machines, or machines and machines, that is unambiguous, intended meaning easily and consistently understood. Semantics, right? We're talking about the same thing and we know it. Tomato, tomato. What are we talking about? The little red fruit. Okay, so true. Next. Ooh, we're on submit. Wait, were we on submit before? Yeah. Okay, wait, I got to do this again. Dang it. Reposting same article creates duplicate content penalties? No. And then entity level optimization helps improve semantic clarity. Next. AEO content should always avoid using any stats or citations. Completely false. It's all factual based. AEO visibility is enhanced by using tools that measure performance and schema coverage. Is it enhanced by using tools that measure performance? Yeah. Submit. Woohoo! So, get your certification. Take the quiz below to become a certified AEO specialist. We are specialized and certified. Welcome. Congrats, everybody. I'm proud of you. Let's go. Growth Hacking LLC. Just so you know. Whatever. All right, let's go see the email. Got categorized in my newsletters. Let's see what we got. Here's a certificate. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Let's frame it. I'm actually going to take a picture of it. Boom. Issue date. Perry Belcher. Yeah, but what's my score? Do I have to download it? What? Verify credential? Where's my scores? You've been awarded a certificate for successfully completing Certified AEO Expert. To view your certificate, click below. Yeah, but please check your email for your scores and certificate. Oh, maybe it's a separate email. I don't know. I didn't get that email yet about the score. When I get it, I'll let you guys know.